Hello, good evening. Good evening, Rakefet. How are you? I'm so happy to be here this evening. How are you today?
I am good. Good.
Good, great.
Long day, but I'm glad
Uh,
to be here.
are you ready to dive into our topic? What if I never reach my goal? You ready to talk about this important topic?
Yes, I am, and I think that whoever it is going to watch us now or be in the future is going to benefit so many tools, so many important things. So stay tuned
Hmm.
because we're going to talk about really,
Hmm.
really important things, and we're going to give you great tools to deal with that, state of mind and the
Yes,
thought that we all have in our mind. Yeah.
yes. But
Yeah, maybe I'll
before we
start with
dive into
introducing
that,
ourselves.
thank you.
Yeah,
Before we
if
dive
it's the
into that,
first
just
time,
tell.
we are Life Bloom. Me and my sister Yara, co-creator of Life Bloom Community. We help moms devoted to self-awareness and personal growth, just like us, go from constant guilt, burnout, putting themselves last to balance, self-fulfillment, and joy, right? Because this is what life all about. So, yes, today we chose this topic that is called "What if you never reach your goals?" And I know that that's something that all of us have in mind, that thought, what if I'll never
Mhm.
reach the things that I want to reach, the thing that I want so much, that I desire, that I have in my wildest dreams sometimes. And sometimes it's not so wild, but it just seems so far away. It's something that we're really scared about.
Mhm.
So we're going to dive in today to that topic. Yara, do you want to start? What do you think
Yeah,
about that?
it's such a real fear, right? What if I never reach my goals? But the real fear underneath it is what if I wake up in a few years and I regret? I regret not doing so many things that I wanted to do. And what if I don't fulfill myself? What if I wake up in a few years and I feel like I missed out and I wasted my time, I wasted my talents, I didn't fulfill myself? That is such a huge fear. And there's a lot to talk about in here. But I think, first of all, like, let's acknowledge that this is a pain point for many of us. And the possibility is always there that we feel regret in a few years. The possibility is always there. And I just want to say that no matter how many dreams we achieve in life, we might find ourselves feeling disappointed of some things. We might find ourselves feeling like we didn't achieve some things. But what we can do really is work on our mindset and being with gratitude and feeling fulfilled and happy in this moment. We'll talk about this a lot in the live today, but just kind of want a little bit start with a little bit of compassion and saying, yeah, regret is a real fear, and it shows up in our lives sometimes and it's painful, but it is also something that we experience. And I kind of want to just
Yes.
have a little compassion in the beginning.
Yes, and I'll just say that I see people joining us, so you can just write down hi and where you're from, and your name. It's always good to see where people are from, and I know people from all around the world can watch us. So just write your names and where you're from. It would be great to know you. And I wanted to say, you said about that, you don't want to wake up in a few years and find out that you haven't accomplished and got to fulfillment like you wanted to. So I'm 41 and I'm really experiencing that crisis of of being 40. I thought I won't have it, but then I lately found out that this is something that I am going through now. And one of the thoughts that I had is like, okay, I am now at the point that I wanted to be by this age, but what if I won't get to the rest of the things that I wanted to succeed and I still haven't got them? And it's a real fear, especially at that time of life. It's not something, I thought it's something people like say, I always thought like you're overestimating this age. It's only 40, but now that I'm there, I think like,
Mm,
okay, not the middle of the life, but it's something that you think about, okay, how much longer do I have to do those things?
those
Do I
things.
want to succeed in that? What are the things that I truly want, that I want to put my effort there? and the things that don't want to miss out. I don't want to wake up like 60 or 70 or 80 and say, gosh, I didn't do that, and I really want to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So yeah, so by saying that is just one thing that we need to, it's a certain perspective that we need to look at. But at the same time, what I really want us to notice is that many times we see the destination as our value. So many times we say, if I'm not a mom for, I don't know how many kids we want, or if I don't have the house that I always dreamt of, if I won't have the job that I always dreamed of, then I am not worthy. So many times we put a destination as our value. We say, if I won't succeed doing that, it means that I'm not worthy. And there is a difference, because it doesn't matter if you succeed doing those things. It's the path that you're walking through, is the thing that you're learning. Sometimes you want one thing, and then you find out in a time that it's not really what you want anymore, or you are changing. And we need to really observe and pay attention, be aware of what we are feeling, in order to understand that this doesn't say anything about us. If until now I haven't reached all my goals and I'm 41, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't say I'm not worthy, because there is a lot of things that I have succeeded doing, even though it's not all to-do list, all the list that I have, like the 10 dreams that I put myself like when I was 20.
Yeah. And sometimes we set goals for ourselves, and we truly do work towards them, and we truly do give from ourselves, and still, from some reason or another, it didn't turn out the way we expected, or maybe we tried and then we understood it's not what we wanted. And it can still kind of leave in us that little feeling of, I didn't achieve it, right? And then we forget that actually it was so much learning in the process. We gave so much, we grew so much, and we stick with that like end goal, like you said, instead of looking at the process of it, and looking at not only that the end goal is not equal to my value, and I don't need to draw value from achieving or not achieving that end goal, but also appreciating myself for putting in the effort, for trying, for setting goals for myself, for being ambitious, seeing the worth in being that kind of person that wants to create, seeing that actually I'm such an interesting and valuable person, because I have so much to give, and I just want to give from within myself. I want to create from within myself, and that in and of itself is so worthy and beautiful, just a beautiful person to be.
Yeah, and I think that when we don't reach our goals, when you do like a vision board, and many times I have vision boards. I love vision boards, and sometimes some of them take 2 years to get to, and others 5 years. I have 8. This is the 8th one that I have, the 8th vision board I've done in my life, and I have been doing that for a little bit more than 20 years now. So 8 vision boards. Each one of them took a few years, not the same. Some 2, some 5, some, one of them was 1 year. But during the process, like you said, I learned so much. And now I have a vision board that I still haven't reached to, but I want to remember that even though I haven't got those things yet, it doesn't mean that I'm not good enough to get them. Because a lot of times we try very, very hard, we put a lot of effort, and then we stop believing in ourselves, because we said, I've done all of these things and it still didn't work. Maybe I'm not worthy, maybe I'm not good enough, maybe I don't have what it takes. And really looking at the process, and this is the reason that I do a vision board, and every few years I change it, because I want to have a perspective about the changes that I have made in life. And sometimes I just need to take 2 or 3 things out of the vision board and just put something new on it. But I want to see that I have been growing, and that I am succeeding on doing something, and I am worthy, because I'm consistent, because I keep on trying, and because I believe in myself. So it's important that we will remember that even though we still haven't reached our goals, it doesn't mean that we are not worthy. It doesn't mean that we're not good enough, and it doesn't mean that we won't get them. What we do need to do is keep believing and keep on doing the things that we need to do.
Another thing I want to point us to is looking at our goals and asking ourselves, are they truly mine? Are they, first of all, like you said, are they truly mine for right now? Maybe they're mine from the past.
Who I am now, for who I am
Yeah,
now.
who I am, do they still match my values and the things I want in my life as the person that I am now? Maybe I've set those goals 20 years ago and I'm changed now. Maybe these goals are actually things that I learned from my environment that I should be. Like, for example, in our family, we're all self-employed. Our mom was self-employed, our dad. So it's kind of like a standard, but is it right for me? Should I be self-employed because that is what's honest for me? Also, maybe it's because I'm looking at other women, at other moms, not just in my family, but comparing myself to what they have and saying that's how I should look. And I want to say that these goals, I think we had a little bit of kind of a leaning towards career type goals, but it's not just about not reaching your goals in career. It could be in the relationship that you want to have with your children, with the way that you
How many
look,
kids?
with your nutrition, with anything, right?
What you wear, about how many kids you will have. Yeah. Are you
How
going
you
to
look,
be, are you going to bring babysitting to be with your kids, or are you going to be with them? Are you going to be
what
stay
kind
with
of
at home?
mom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even how you dress and how you eat and how your body looks. We set goals in so many things. Many of these are external things that we think
Yeah.
that we need to do. And it's really worth looking at what is honest for me. What kind of life do I really want to create? And set our energy, put our energy there, invest our energy in the things that we really want to create in our life. And then there aren't a million goals and you're not reaching all of them. There are 3, 4 goals that are honest to you, that are true to the life you want to create. And you can put all your intention in there and drive forward with the right goals for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And then again, as you said, we are changing all the time. So remembering that I need to check my goals and I need to check my desires, because something that matched who I was 2 years ago. I had a baby 2 years ago. So like before having the fourth child, and now it's something that I look different now. It's other things that I want now from life. And especially if it's your first child, you know how life is changing, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
you see that the goals that you have before is different from the goals that you have now. And it's like you said, being aware of that change is important, so we will be able to say, I'm letting go of these goals, not because I haven't achieved them, but because I understand it's not the right goals for who I am at the moment. It's not who I am right now. And letting go of them, of wanting them, is not because I wasn't good enough to, to get to them. It's because I understand that they are not the right goals for me. So stop chasing them. And looking at the new things from the new perspective, from the new me, is now the way that I want to, the path that I want to walk through, that and the goals that I want to put in front of me.
Yeah, this is so important what you said, because I feel I only have one child, but looking at my sisters, you're one of
Yeah.
them. I see, yeah, we're 4 sisters. I see that with every child, something in you changes. It's not just the external world, but something in you. I changed so much. So I have to align everything to the new me and let go peacefully and with love of the things that I once was. And that's a really big part of it. Like, to be able to agree to let go. Because for me, personally, it was difficult to agree to say yes to these things. Like, I am not that anymore, and that's okay. So it can be sometimes challenging to make that change and be fully with that. But it's a part of it, right? To create that new path of who you now are.
Yeah, and when we set goals, I think many people like do this, that they underestimate who they are and what they can really achieve. There's a sentence about it that they say in business that you overestimate what you can achieve in 1 year, but underestimate what you can achieve in 10 years. And it's if you listen to it again and again, if you say it to yourself, you will understand that you need to look at your life and see that you're progressing. If you're consistent, you can reach things for a long period of time. You need to be consistent in what you are working on.
Yeah.
And during the way, you're changing your goals, you're adjusting them, not exactly changing, it's like a small adjustment sometimes to who you are at the moment. And then you can ask yourself, is it really realistic to expect those things in that certain time that I'm now in life? Because I'm looking at my life as a mom and I have small kids, and I say, okay, I want to achieve a certain thing, but I only have that amount of time to work because I am choosing to be with my kids in the afternoon. I work until 2:30 at noon. This is the time I just close my computer. I don't come back to it unless we have a live with you in the evening. But otherwise, I just go back to it in the morning after my morning routine. So I'm working from 8:30 in the morning until 2:30. I have my breaks. And this is what I choose. This is the way I choose to live, because I want to be every day with my kids, eating them lunch, eating with them dinners, and having time with them in the playground and talking to them. And this is what are my core values. These are my core values. And when I set my goals, I need them to be realistic and to match the lifestyle that I wish, so that I won't be disappointed of myself, so that I won't, let go of those core values, because I need to set, I need to reach those goals. So I need to see all the times that it's balanced. I'm balancing those two things. So I'm gonna put a realistic goals, and I want to achieve that thing. But I'm not gonna say I'm gonna do that in 6 months. I'm gonna say, okay, it might take me a year, because this core value is so important to me, the time with my kids, that I don't want to let it go. I'm not willing to let that go. So we need to be realistic when we set those goals. And when we don't reach them yet, ask yourself, were they realistic to who I am at that moment?
So I want to say, I love what you're saying, but I also want to say something that might sound like it's contradicting it, because I also want to encourage I also want to encourage our listeners to do allow themselves to dream big, and to do allow themselves to set the goals that their heart is desiring, even if it sounds like it's so huge that I don't know if I have the time to reach it, and I don't know if is it doable? Can I, like, set the goals that you do dream of. Maybe you won't achieve them exactly the way they are. Maybe they will change throughout the time. Maybe you'll identify that it's not exactly what you wanted, and you'll transform it. But do allow yourself to dream big, because I mean, we are here to create a life of joy and fulfillment, not a life of almost and I'm going to try, but no, and like small, not to shrink ourselves, but to grow and to blossom. So yes, on the day-to-day, on the ongoing, have your core values, set your time schedule according to your core values, and allow yourself to have realistic expectations of what you can achieve in a certain amount of time, but also allow your heart to expand and set the vision board with the true things that you want to create in life. So have a little bit of both, because together, small steps together, one by one, and the big dream, the gap will close, and it is doable. But I feel like
it's doable. You just need to be consistent. Yeah. I think, there's a saying that I really love, and I don't remember how it says, but I say to myself that if I can dream it, then I can do that. And I know I see other people achieving that. So obviously it's doable. Okay. If other people already achieve that, I'm 100%, 100,000,000% sure that I can do that too. I only have to stick to it, to be consistent. And as you said, allow yourself to dream big. It's the only way you will achieve, you say, reach to the stars, and you might,
reach to the moon, you might hit the stars.
Yeah, exactly that one. So if we want to achieve the big things, we have to set them. We can't allow ourselves to dream small dreams because we don't want to be disappointed. We will end up looking at our life when we are 60 and say, oh no, we've lost a lot of time and we haven't done those things. But then being now where we are, no matter how old you are or where you are in life, just saying, I want to know what is my biggest desire, the best dream that I have, and knowing that I am on my way there. Don't know how long it's going to take, but I know that I'm doing what I need to do in order to get there, and just being compassionate about it with yourself. And you know what? The important thing, we didn't say that before, but celebrating every small success. There's no such thing small success.
I
Every
once
step of the way, every success did.
I feel a little bit like until now, our life has kind of been like this topic has kind of been divided into two sections. So we've had kind of like your goals are not your self-worth, maybe you don't reach them, maybe it's okay. But then we had dream big, set realistic goals. Like these two things, I want to bring them together. And I want to say the topic of our life is what if I never reach my goals? But actually, maybe you'll never reach your goals because you're always on the way somewhere. You're always keeping on walking towards the things you want to create. Maybe, again, all the things we said, maybe they will change. Maybe they won't be exactly as you want them. Maybe the timeline will be longer than you expected. But keep walking. So it's not that you haven't reached your goals, you're just on the way. Don't see it as a failure. Don't see it as my self-worth is hurt. I'm not worthy. I can't do it. I'm not enough. Look at that mindset, recognize that this is what's happening, and tell yourself, I'm still on the way. It's all good. I'm still on the way. Look at all the things I've learned so far. Look at all the things I've achieved so far. Celebrate the path and recognize it's not that I haven't achieved my goals. It's just that I'm walking the path. I'm I'm in the process.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Because
there's a saying that says that when we have a will, when there is something that we desire, it's actually what God desire for us. So it's the creation, God Almighty, what the will of God. And I have made a lot of noise right now. Don't do that again.
sorry.
But there's also I see that when there is the desire of God, okay, because this desire is already created. This thing that we want is already there. It's already created for us, and we have our will, which is here. Okay, so this is up here, and this is us, and we are walking toward each other. So it's actually less the time. Yeah, we're walking toward each other because that will exist already. So God already created that for us, and we are here with our will, and we started walking toward each other. So it's less the time, and we just need to keep on walking because that thing is walking toward us too. Yeah, that's something I just like telling myself whenever I feel frustrated that I still haven't achieved the goals that I wish.
It needs a lot of self-compassion, I feel, because we can be so judgmental towards ourselves. And like you said, we can sometimes think, set super high goals for 1 year that might not be actually in coherence with the way that our life are. And what you said before about, you spoke about how it's a core value for you to be with your children for lunch, for dinner, for after school. And sometimes when we set those goals, we don't look at what our core values are. We just look at, I have this huge goal and I want to get there. Here are the steps I need to take. But that is a bit of a narrow outlook because our life is a whole and it has a lot of topics in them. So we have our relationship and our health, and we have our children and our career. And when we set goals, if we want to have a realistic timeline and also to not set ourselves up for self-judgment, then we need to look at our lives as a whole, identify the things that are most important for us right now, put them in the timeline, put them in our schedule, and then put in our goals and understand how those things combine. How can I create a life that is a whole, that contains all the things that are important to me, and also allows me to feel well-being and calm and relaxed and rest.
Exactly.
And it needs to be, so the goal here, actually, if we're going back to the goal thing, it's not just this single topic. The goal is my life as a whole. So we have to build
Yeah,
our life. We have to
exactly,
build a
exactly.
life that is holding all of these components together in harmony.
I love that. I love what you just said, because I think sometimes, well, as owning a business, we set goals in our business. And what about the goals in our family? Like when, like when you have wanted to have another child, when you want to move, you want to, to travel, you want things to happen in your family, in your relationship with your partner. So what about those goals? And you cannot separate them. You cannot say,
Hmm.
I wish to be with my kids in a certain time and to have another baby, but then also to reach that in my business. And when you look at the two, you say, okay, they don't work together unless I
Hmm.
see them together. And remembering that we live a whole life, we have a lot of things, a lot of areas, different areas in our life that we want them to work together. We want the balance between the two. And yes, sometimes I'm going to put more effort in my business and less effort maybe at home, and I'll take maybe a help from outside to do things for me at home. And sometimes I will say, no, I want to put more effort right now with my kids, because I feel that they need me. Maybe one of them is struggling something, and I want to be there for them. And then I will be, I will manage the time in the business. But then again, looking at the goal and saying, okay, it's not that I'm not doing what I need to do in order to reach the goal. It's just that I'm choosing. And I think the main word here is I'm choosing to do that, to put my attention, my energy in that thing right now, because my goal is not only that, my goal is also
A
this
whole
time,
life.
my whole life. Yeah, and I think that if you're looking at our Life Bloom community, our goal here is really to help moms like us to go from this guilt and burnout and putting ourselves last and trying to juggle everything, to balance and to feel fulfillment and to be happy. And then
Yeah.
if I set my goals and the top of it being happy and feel fulfillment and feel balanced, and then I say that I also I want to reach that, I want to reach joy and fulfillment and all of that by those things, time with my kids, and also earning a certain amount of money maybe, or being an influencer and help you, women here in our community. So if I say that, I see that those things, those goals are going to help me reach the bigger goal. And then I'm always saying I'm on the way, like we said before, because it's important for us to be balanced. And sometimes we balance, but we still don't have that, the big influence that we want to be, but we are on the way there.
Yeah. Yeah. So like we said, it's you're always on the move.
On the way.
You're always
Yeah.
creating. Yeah. But I want to go back to one of the things we said in the beginning, and I think it matches here again. The fact that I'm still a work in progress, let's say, does not mean that I'm not good enough, does not mean all of these things, these stories that we have. Because the thing is that our mind goes into a place of, when I achieve that, that is when I know that I am worthy, that I'm good enough, that is when I can rest, that is when so we have this kind of trap, this only when trap, that we can only give ourselves all the things that we crave from inside when we achieve this goal. And I think we need to separate these two things, because like we said, we're always moving, we're always changing, this goal is going to change, and my self-worth and my self-love have nothing to do with that. So the love to myself should be unconditional. My
Yeah.
self-worth is a matter of just because I am, not when I reach. all of these things, whatever it is you're telling yourself, and you can ask yourself, when I reach this goal, what will I be able to feel for myself then? Because maybe it's a little bit of a different story for each and every one of us. What is the thing that you tie in your self-worth to your goal? Give that to yourself now. Separate these two things, and remember that you're worthy because you are, not because of anything external that you will achieve, because anything external that you will achieve can be taken away from you the same way that you got there. It could go away the next day. But who you are in your core, that's not going to change whether you achieve it or not. So go back to those roots of unconditional self-love. I think we have some videos about that, right? If we don't, we
Yeah.
need to make them.
We haven't
Yeah.
mentioned, actually, it's going tomorrow, are going to be on our YouTube channel. Yeah, it's tomorrow. So you'll be able to watch that about self-love. Yeah. You know, you said something very important, because one of the most energetic way to manifest reality is using the emotions that we want to experience by looking at the
secret.
things. Yeah, this is actually, yeah, it's the secret. So when you desire something and you ask yourself, I want to get married, okay? What am I going to feel when I get married? What is the emotion there? What is the experience that I want to be in? And some will say, I want to feel safe. Other will say, I want family. Someone else will say, I want love, unconditional love. And so everyone understand marriage or whatever it is in a different way. One will say for money, will say freedom, vacations. Other will say, it will say I will have again, feeling safe, feeling that I have like ground. And if you know what it is that you want to feel and what it is that you want to experience, like I just said, and you will look at your life and you will say, wait, I already experienced that emotion. I already have that in my life in another place in life. Okay. For if you say, I want to feel loved, and then you see, okay, I have that from my sister, or I have that from a good friend. I have that already. So paying attention to that and being grateful for that in your life actually manifests that in other areas of your life. So you can be grateful for having a sister, love and friends, good friends, and then you say thank you, you're grateful for it, and the world is saying, oh, she wants that, I'm going to bring more of that, more love to her life, and then you manifest your partner. So it's great that you just said that.
That's actually, I mean, that's a lot of what a vision board is, because when you have these images in front of you, every time you look at them, the emotion comes up in you, and then you generate this energy that attracts more of this energy. So that's exactly what a vision board is. It's just putting those things in front of you on a daily basis. We talk about it also in some of the videos we have about inner child work, about working with a picture of your inner child so that you see them all the time, and thus creates this emotion of forgiveness. So you just increase more of that in your life. Yeah. Vision boards.
We have a playlist with the inner child, so just go and check it out.
Yeah.
I know that we talked about it, that our values change and also our goals are changing. And I really want to add that gratitude also into our life. I said before that celebrating every success is important. Seeing the growth that we're going through is important. And I know that it's difficult to let go of those, those goals, those old goals, but maybe when you need to change that, I think that I'm doing it every 6 months because I have my birthday in May. So I do it like on the beginning of the year and then in May. So it's every 6 months. And I check my values and I check my goals, and I see that they match. And then if there's things that I need to let go of, I say thank you to myself for growing from that this thing is not me anymore. So I'm growing to something new, and being thankful and grateful and noticing the change that I had is helping us to let go. So I think really being grateful is one of the things that we can use here when we still don't reach our goals, seeing what we've learned during the way, and also asking ourselves, really write down, journaling. What did you learn from the way, from what you've done until now in order to achieve that thing? Because even though you've changed your goals, you're still going towards a different goal. And those things that you have learned about yourself are going to help you get to that goal, even though you've changed it. So writing down, what have I learned during the way, even though I'm changing my goal right now because my values change or I've changed, can help us understand who we are better and what are the abilities that we have, the tools that we have in order to reach the goal that we now desire. And I love to ask that question. What are the tools that I have in me that are going to help me achieve those things? So maybe you ask that. Maybe you can write down if you know for yourself. Yara, can we do that, a small exercise? What do you think?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So let's start by doing that. We'll make it like organized. First of all, choose a destination, a goal that you still haven't achieved until now. Okay. You can share with us in the comments. You can write for yourself. Write it down. What is that thing? Even if you don't want to share, just write, I know what it is. Okay. Just write it. And after that, ask yourself, is it still relevant to me? Is it really mine? That's a different question. Is it relevant to me? Is it still relevant to who I am today? And is it really my goal? Is it really a desire that I have? Now, if it's not relevant anymore, so we need to change it. So we can ask, what am I going to change it to? But even if it's relevant and if it's not, you can say, ask yourself, what did you learn until now from the path that you're walking through that goal? And after that question, okay, I know it's a lot, so you need to write it down, you need to think about it. So you don't have to do it at this moment, just write those questions down. Ask yourself, what are the tools that you have in you? Because these are the things that you've learned, but what are the tools, what are the abilities that you have in you that are going to take you, that you're going to use in order to achieve the goal that you wish, that you desire? Okay, so it's really going to help you do the next steps in order to get to these things.
I want to add a bottom layer to that. So after you write all of these things, go back to these things, read them, and then just place a hand on your heart or give yourself a hug and tell yourself, I am worthy and I'm loved right where I am, just as I am. I'm worthy and I'm loved right where I am, just as I am. Because it's beautiful that we have goals. It's great that we are growing, but it's not that we have to have these goals in order to feel loved. It's that we are loved and we are worthy. And from within that, we keep on growing and we keep walking towards the things that we want to create. It's not either or. It's a movement. From within me, I grow and I continue to create the things that I want. Yeah.
Yes.
So another layer to this practice. Sorry, I hope it's not creating a ton of noise, but I can't, keeps falling off.
Yes, it is.
Next time without it.
Next time without them. Okay. I think maybe you can summarize, or is there anything else that we want to talk about? I feel that we can organize.
You can give us a closure. Give us a closure.
Okay. So we started by saying that our goals are changing because we are changing. And this is a normal fear that all of us have because we are human and we all want things. And you know how when you walk, you know Waze, or is it a world thing, Waze?
It's like mainly Maps? Israeli, but some have it. Yeah, Google Maps. Everybody has
Google Maps. So you know how you get to your destination and then immediately you put the next one. Okay.
Yeah.
So we always do that. We reach our destination and immediately we have the next one. Even before we reach our destination, we already know what is the next one. So many times we even achieve our goals and we don't stop noticing. We already think about the next one. So being in that feeling that fear is normal, but at the same time, we don't want to put all our self-worth in reaching the goals. We need to remember that we are good, we are worthy, we are on the way, even though we haven't reached the goal yet, and we will reach it, or we might reach something different because we have changed and there's something different waiting for us, even better from what we can dream. So remember that it's possible for us. And also we talked about living, feeling those feelings, those emotions that we want to feel in our life when we will reach the goal. So what are they and how to experience them now in our life, being thankful, seeing that we are on the way, reminding ourselves that, being compassionate about it too. And really being present, and remember that the present is a present, and we have core values in life. So we want to be happy, joyful, and balanced between all our goals. So when we set the goals, we wish to look at all the areas of our life, because we don't want one of them to be important and the others will just left out, and then we'll feel that they are missing in our life.
Yeah. I want to another layer, another small layer to this. We say in Life Bloom that we are here to help moms who are devoted to their self-growth. And I think the word goals, like we said, we talked in other lives about like the wordings that we use around things and the energy that it gives to our emotions. So the word goals actually says this is something that I have to reach, right? It's like this big thing that I have to reach. But if you are someone who's devoted to self-growth, then you know that you're always on a journey. There's always something in you that's growing. You're always becoming something new. So maybe this goal is like this beautiful vision that you have in mind, and you're just enjoying the journey of growing. You're enjoying the journey of growing. And here I'm trying this thing, and now I'm trying this thing, and now I'm devoting myself to this part of my life, and now I'm devoting myself to this part of my life. But actually, I'm just a woman who is devoted to her own growth, and I'm constantly on the journey of becoming happier, better, more balanced, more fulfilled, giving more of myself, living more happily. So the goal is not a huge one single thing that I need to reach. Like we said before, the goal is a full life, a happy life where I am fulfilled, where I am in the motion, in the movement of ever-ending growth. Yeah,
Yes.
I think that sums it up.
Yes, definitely. Yara, can I tell them the secret that we're working on something amazing for them?
Of course, you can spill the beans.
So yeah, we're working on it. So it will be, I think, in about a week or two, most maximum. So we're working on top 11 questions that every mom asks herself, things that you have sent us. People that are in my community here in Israel also send us. So we have those questions, we have them answered. We're going to put it in PDF. We have that in video. We're working on it. It's going to be pretty soon. So just wait for it. Follow us, subscribe. And next week, hopefully we already have that. So you'll be able to subscribe, get it for free to your email.
It's really amazing because it's just like the most burning questions that we have in our own lives as moms, and you're just going to get the answers and tips and tools on how to handle these things all in one booklet that you can just download for free. So I think it's going to be packed with, I know it's going to be packed with a lot of really, really valuable things and actionable tools.
Yes, and we were very excited to read the questions and to answer them. And I think it went. It really brought. I felt that I brought a lot of new things from me, and I love that. I love that those questions. So thank you very much, and keep on watching and like and subscribe, and go and watch other lives that we have. Go now and go to the playlist of the inner child and choose the one thing that you feel. Just maybe even close your eyes and just like put your finger there and say, okay, this is a sign. This one is for me. I want to watch it now. Yeah, because this one is calling me. I can tell you, you're gonna find amazing tools there. And go and do the meditation of self-love tomorrow, because it's going to be open tomorrow. Thank you, Yara. Thank you so much, and thank
Thank
you
you all.
for being with us. Share this live, write down how it made you feel, and after you answer those things, you can come back and share with us in your comment, in the comment, and share your thoughts and what you understand about that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week.
Yes, the same time. Bye.
Bye.